Alexandra Eala did not simply board a plane in Abu Dhabi. She triggered a moment that will be remembered as a turning point, not just in her career, but in the cultural history of Asian tennis. What unfolded at Zayed International Airport was not a coincidence, not an exaggeration, and certainly not social media hype manufactured by algorithms. It was raw, organic, unstoppable human emotion. A routine departure transformed into a spectacle of national pride as hundreds, possibly thousands, of fans surged through the terminal, waving flags, chanting her name, and holding their phones high as if documenting history in real time. Security scrambled. Airport operations slowed. Travelers stopped in their tracks. For a brief window of time, the airport ceased to be an airport. It became a stage. And Alexandra Eala was at the center of it all. This was the moment the world realized something had changed. For years, tennis in Southeast Asia lived in the shadows of global powerhouses. The Philippines, in particular, waited decades patiently for a player who could stand on the same courts as the giants of the sport and belong. That wait may finally be over. Eala's viral departure from Abu Dhabi was not about luggage, carts, and boarding passes. It was the physical manifestation of belief, a release of emotion built up over years of quiet hope, junior titles, early morning matches, and unseen sacrifice. When fans flooded the terminal, they weren't just saying goodbye. They were saying, "We see you, we believe in you, and we are coming with you." To understand how we arrived at this extraordinary moment, we must rewind the clock to the start of the Mubadala Abu Dhabi Open. On paper, it was just another stop on the WTA calendar. In reality, it became a crucible, a proving ground that tested Eala not only as a tennis player, but as a symbol. Abu Dhabi is home to millions of overseas Filipino workers. For them, Alexandra Eala is not just an athlete, she is a reflection. Every forehand carries their pride. Every victory feels personal. The organizers recognized this early, placing her matches on the main court not because of ranking, but because of gravity. Wherever Eala played, the crowd followed, and wherever the crowd followed, energy exploded. The turning point came in the round of 16 against Alexandra Sasnovich, a match that now feels almost mythical in retrospect. Sasnovich, a seasoned tour veteran, entered as the favorite. Her game was flat, powerful, efficient. For a set and a half, she dominated. Eala looked overwhelmed. Errors crept in. The crowd grew anxious. The scoreboard told a familiar story. Promise colliding with experience. Eala lost the first set 2-6. She fell behind again in the second. Her shoulders slumped. The moment seemed too big. Then something extraordinary happened. The crowd refused to surrender. Instead of silence, the stadium filled with defiant chants, not celebratory, but demanding. "Let's go, Alex!" echoed louder with every lost point. This wasn't noise. This was fuel. Slowly, Eala responded. She stepped inside the baseline. She flattened her forehand. She trusted her instincts. Point by point, she clawed her way back. She took the second set 6-4. The energy shifted palpably. What had felt inevitable suddenly felt possible. The third set was chaos. Eala fell behind. Again. Sasnovich served for the match. The tension inside the stadium was unbearable. In the now viral footage circulating across social media, you can hear the crowd inhale before every serve. Then the breakback, then the tiebreak, and in that tiebreak, Eala played the most fearless tennis of her young career. When the final ball sailed long, the stadium erupted in a way that defied sound. People screamed, people cried, strangers hugged. That win did more than advance her to the quarterfinals. It lit a fire that would burn all the way to the airport days later. But the story didn't stop in singles. In doubles, Eala partnered with Indonesia's Aldila Suciati, forming a pairing that captured the imagination of the entire region. Two Southeast Asian nations, one court, one shared dream. Their chemistry was instant. They smiled, they communicated, they fought. They defeated seeded teams and pushed deep into the draw, reaching the semifinals. More importantly, they showed joy. This wasn't tennis played under pressure. This was tennis played with purpose. Every volley, every high five, every interaction with the crowd strengthened Eala's connection with the fans. Even after her singles run ended, the stands remained full. The story had become bigger than results. The quarterfinal loss to Ekaterina, Alexandrova brought reality back into focus. Alexandrova, a top 15 player, represented the elite tier of the sport. The match ended in straight sets, 3-6, 3-6. On the surface, it looked like a clear defeat, but those who watched closely saw something else. Eala competed. She created breakpoints. She stayed in rallies. The difference lay in experience, in serve precision, in the ability to convert under pressure. This wasn't failure, it was education. And the crowd understood that. They stayed, they cheered, they applauded. In defeat, Eala's stock somehow rose even higher. That context is critical to understanding what happened at Zayed International Airport. When Eala arrived to catch her flight to Doha for the Qatar Total Energies Open, fans were already waiting. Then more arrived. Then more. Phones came out. Flags appeared. Chants started. Airport staff were caught off guard. Security had to intervene. Movement slowed. Travelers stopped to watch. Videos spread instantly across platforms, trending in the Philippines, the UAE, and Qatar within hours. This wasn't planned. It wasn't orchestrated. It was spontaneous. And that made it powerful. In the middle of the chaos stood Eala, calm, composed, smiling. She didn't hide behind VIP lounges. She didn't rush away. She stopped. She signed autographs. She took selfies. She acknowledged the crowd. That poise under pressure revealed something important. She is not just learning how to win matches. She is learning how to carry attention. Many young athletes crumble under this weight. Eala absorbed it. Why did this resonate so deeply? Because the Philippines has been waiting for a tennis player who could command global attention, waiting for representation on a sport's biggest stages, waiting for a reason to believe that tennis could belong to them too. The airport scene wasn't just fandom, it was validation. It was proof that their belief had not been misplaced. Now comes Doha. The Qatar Open is a WTA 1000 event, a brutal battlefield populated by the very best in the world. There are no easy matches. Every opponent is dangerous. Every round demands excellence. For Eala, this represents a massive step up. The points on offer are enormous. 1 or 2 wins could catapult her ranking, potentially opening doors to direct Grand Slam entry later in the season. The stakes could not be higher, but so is the momentum. She arrives in Qatar not as an unknown qualifier, but as a viral phenomenon. Opponents will know her name. They will know the crowd follows her. They will know that when she steps on court, she does not step alone. That changes dynamics. It creates pressure both for her and for those across the net. The Zayed shock also sent a message to the tennis world. Southeast Asia is awake. A new market, a new fan base, a new energy has arrived. Tennis is not just about rankings anymore. It's about connection. And right now, few players connect like Alexandra Eala. There are, of course, concerns. Crowd surges can be dangerous. Attention can become overwhelming. As her fame grows, access will inevitably shrink. This may have been one of the last times fans could reach her so closely in an airport terminal. From here on, it may be private exits and heightened security. In that sense, the fans at Zayed International didn't just witness a viral moment, they witnessed the end of an era and the birth of a new one. As Eala's plane lifted off toward Doha, the crowd slowly dispersed. The airport returned to normal, but something lingered in the air, a sense that this was more than a farewell. It was a send-off, a collective push forward. Win or lose in Qatar, Alexandra Eala has already achieved something rare. She has united a community. She has made tennis matter to millions who may never have watched a full match before. She has proven that belief, once ignited, can travel across cities, across countries, across terminals. The viral videos will fade, trends will shift, but the feeling of that moment, the pride, the noise, the belief will endure. The next chapter begins in Doha, and the world is watching.